3, 2, 1.5. We are live.
All right. Good evening, everyone. We'll call the Wabash City Schools Board meeting on December 7th, 2020 to order. Roll call.
Looks like everybody's here.
Okay, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we begin each Wabash City School Board meeting by reading the Wabash City Schools mission. Wabash City Schools provides a relevant and rigorous education founded upon relationships to ensure each student is college and career ready for success in the global community. I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight. Any recognitions?
We have Adam Whitmer from Hagerman.
Welcome. We do have one revision to the agenda tonight. Item H. Can I get a motion to approve the revision?
So moved.
What is the revision?
The revision is approving Deb Gatchell to cover maternity leave at Vernon Manor for Elizabeth Burns.
Did you get a motion?
Yes,
Yes, I
so
have a
moved.
motion.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor of amending the agenda, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Item H, consent agenda. We have our minutes from November 16th. We have some claims, donations, and there are no financials tonight. Can I get a
I'll move.
motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion?
Oh, just thank you for the donation.
All right, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. The next regular scheduled board meeting will be Monday, December 21st, 2020 at Wabash City Schools Admin Office, 189 West Market Street, Wabash, Indiana, 6 p.m. We have a few items of communications. There's no old business. New business, item A, approve Aaliyah Rivas as a volunteer in the DLI classrooms at OJ Neighbors Elementary School for the 2020-2021 school year.
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion.
Yeah. So I keep hearing that feedback. I know. I'm sorry. Elia Rivas is one of 17 Spanish paraprofessionals that are coming. I don't know if there's a way to mute that.
I'm muted.
I'm muted as well.
No, we can hear you.
I know you can hear me. I think.
Oh,
You want us all to mute?
If we're not talking, yes. How about now? Still there.
It's the volume on Rod's computer. That's your feedback.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Obviously, this isn't what we were taking care of in the 10 minutes that you were waiting.
I think it's under settings. How's that? Is that better?
Is that better? Okay. So item A is approval of Elia Rivas, and she's a paraprofessional coming from Spain. She's one of 17 paraprofessionals that are coming into the United States from Spain for this year. And so we're really fortunate to have her. I really want to express my appreciation for Sarah Delgadillo for her work on bringing Elia to Wabash City Schools. Obviously, we need some Spanish-speaking educators to run our DLI program. And so again, I want to thank Elia for coming to the United States and Wabash, Indiana to support our program. And then also thanks to Sarah for her work on bringing her here. And this position is totally funded from the Spanish Embassy. All we have to do is provide a stipend for housing.
All right, any questions? If not, all those in favor of approving the motion, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Motion passes. Item B, approve recommendation to pay $350 monthly to Cindy Price to cover the cost of room, board, and transportation for the 2020-2021 school year for Elia Rivas.
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second, discussion.
Yeah, that's the action I was talking about. Aside from this compensation, her services are free, and we have her through April.
Any other questions? All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? And I abstain. Motion passes. Item C, accept resignation of Meredith Kelly as OJ Neighbors paraprofessional effective December 1st, 2020.
So moved.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, discussion.
Yeah, we thank Mrs. Kelly for her time and service for Wabash City Schools. She was really, really good paraprofessional at OJ Neighbors, and I know that she'll be missed by the staff. Wish her the best.
All those in favor of accepting the resignation, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Item D, approve Mr. Brody Cook as fifth grade online instructor beginning January 4th, 2020. Mr. Cook will receive $750 for course design and $65 per student enrolled per 9 weeks.
So moved.
The motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion?
Yeah, we just looked at how many students we still have on our online learning, and we're still about 14% of our student population. And so I really appreciate Mr. Cook stepping up and performing this duty, and thank all of our teachers who have done that. I think regardless of what the rest of 2021 looks like, we have come a long ways when it comes to online or virtual or e-learning. But thank you to Mr. Cook and all the pioneers.
Okay. All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Item E, approve Jessica Fishback as the Wabash Middle School Information Liaison beginning December 8th, 2020.
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, discussion.
Yeah, so position is at every building. We used to call them building information liaisons, and they do our social media and really kind of control our messaging at every building. And so this is in our contract, it's $500. And I appreciate Ms. Fishback for volunteering for this position.
All right, all those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Item F, approve the following for Wabash High School Math 10 online course. Resignation of Christian Grindle as Math 10 online developer at the end of the first semester. Resignation of Kyle Wieland as Math 10 online facilitator at the end of the first semester. Caleb Kelsheimer as the Math 10 online developer and facilitator for the second semester. Caleb will receive $750 per semester for course development and $65 per student enrolled per 9 weeks. We have a motion?
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second discussion.
Yeah, sometimes it seems like who's got a chair at the end of the the game, and this time Caleb does. I guess I want to thank Mrs. Grindle and Mr. Whelan for filling this gap, and Caleb is coming to us straight from school and has filled several gaps and is doing very well. So I appreciate Caleb for stepping up and helping us out. And I'm sure it'll help him in his development as a teacher as well.
All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? And I abstain. Motion passes. Item G, approve the following for athletics for 2020-2021. Resignation of Rochelle Indrutz as Wabash Middle School wrestling assistant. Wabash Middle School wrestling assistant Ross Hahn. Wabash Middle School 7th, 8th grade girls basketball volunteer Kylie Hampton. We have a
So
motion to
moved.
approve. Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion, second discussion.
Yeah. Thank you to all our volunteers and our coaches. Again, we say it every time, but they obviously put a lot more time than they'll ever be compensated. And just really appreciate them for supporting, especially during COVID. And just like all the restrictions we have in the school, they have a lot of restrictions as they're coaching kids. So appreciate all of them.
I just have a question, but just by the way this is structured, are we approving one resignation and approving two as a volunteer and one is a volunteer and one is assistant? Or are we approving three resignations?
No, that's a good question, Bill. One resignation, it's designated just by the resignation, and then the wording, we could probably add a verb there.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Item H, approve Deb Gatchell to cover the maternity leave at Vernon Manor for Elizabeth Burns from December 14th, 2020 to February 15th, 2021 at a starting teacher daily rate.
So moved.
A motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion, second discussion.
Yeah. So, and obviously with COVID, it's been a challenge there. And, but thank you to Ms. Gatchell for stepping in and helping us out at Vernon Manor.
All those in favor of approving the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Items from superintendent.
Yeah, and Rod, I was wondering if we could go ahead and use this time. Typically we allow Hagerman to go first, and I forgot totally. We just rolled right into it, and I want to give Adam that opportunity to present.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am going to pull up the drone footage here, Adam.
Okay, are you gonna go through the updates? You want me to just talk through the updates?
You want to just talk through the updates?
Perfect. I can do that. Try to get it done while it's showing the appropriate school.
Yeah, I can pause anytime too.
That's LH Carpenter. As you can see, we've got all of the binder down on the new parking lot areas for the addition, except for where our job trailers are at. We'll do all the top coat next summer so that when the 21 season school comes in, it'll be all fresh asphalt, brand new, painted. Classroom finishes are moving along. We're getting flooring down, tile down. Plumbing fixtures are scheduled to start going in the next couple weeks. So things are really progressing in the addition. And all the renovation items minus some glazing have been completed on the first phase of the administration and cafeteria areas. Gymnasium's very good looking now. We're framing up the canopies still. Roofing's completed. Painting inside has been going on in the locker room areas and on the deck area above, all the block fill. The athletic equipment is scheduled to start here in the next 2 weeks. So that's going to be a new curtain upstairs and backboards and new backboard controls. And then the lockers will come in January after all the tiles done, all the finishes are done. We'll put the lockers in close to last with doors and hardware. That's about it over at the gym. I know you guys are using it, and this is the connector taking shape. All the purple blue board there that you see, there will be a little bit of brick on some of those spots, but most of that's going to be metal panels. So most of the brick has been done on the backside. Those guys are finishing up. They've got about a week and a few days before all the brick is done. And we are rushing to get the roof deck down so we can start to get the roof in. We've been doing some temporary partitions on the windows to start getting that place dried in so we can turn some heat on and start doing some drywall finishes on the inside coming soon. So any other big items? I mean, obviously mechanical, electrical, plumbing tasks are ongoing on all 3 sites. I don't think there's anything major over at the connector other than getting it closed in here before the cold weather comes. Any questions? Anything I can ask? Any curiosities? I know it's been probably at least a month since you guys have been out with us to walk the job. So fire away any questions you guys have.
Are we still on track for LH Carpenter to be using the new portion after Christmas break?
Yeah. So I think the conversations have been through our progress meetings that within that first week or 2 weeks back from Christmas break, that way the teachers can take their break and don't have to move over the holiday either. We are on track for that and on track for a August turnover of the renovation also.
If there's no other questions, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Adam. Okay. I just wanted to mention a couple of things. One is tomorrow, Sarah Delgadillo, as everybody is aware, works predominantly for Wabash City Schools, but also the city of Wabash and Grow Wabash County as well. And she's been working on the Japan Northeast Indiana Summit, which occurs tomorrow. Obviously with COVID, that's virtual. But we have a presentation in there about some of the work we've done with OG, and then obviously with the Japan Foundation supplying us with the funding for our Japanese language program. We're part of that conference. But thank you to Sarah for continuing to do everything that she does to make Wabash a great place to live and raise kids. I want to thank Adam and all the work that Hagerman has done. Again, it's just amazing that we have these projects. We tend to forget already about Alumni Field, but we have these 4 projects, and they have remained relatively on schedule with just a few hiccups. And anytime there have been hiccups, they've responded immediately to our concerns or issues. And I just want to, hopefully, Adam, if you're still here, please pass that along to everybody.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. I want to thank our teachers and our administrators and staff during this time. It seems to be sometimes a day-to-day challenge and a day-to-day reaction to COVID and trying to keep everybody safe and trying to keep classes going. This morning, we moved LH Carpenter onto complete 100% online learning until the break. I know that's a challenge. It's a childcare challenge for our families. And I just want to express my appreciation for their patience and resilience during this. At the end of the day, it really, throughout this entire process, it's come back to staffing and having adequate staffing. When we had to go to online for the high school, it was the same situation. We've not really seen any type of real large spread. It's just our staff being sick or quarantined or in direct contact. And so we're starting the last 2 weeks before winter break, and that's our goal, is to get through that. The three superintendents have been meeting on a weekly basis, Dr. Grimeau, Mr. Kefeber, and myself, with Dr. Rowe from the County Health Department, as well as our head school nurses, which I feel like has been very helpful for everybody, trying to provide continuity on how we're setting up our procedures and our protocols. Last week, we all received a lot of phone calls because the CDC released some updated guidelines on quarantining. The three of us working with Dr. Rowe have put out another joint statement. That statement will go out first thing in the morning. The idea behind it is we definitely want to update the quarantine, but because our positivity rate is still in the red, we feel like we're going to wait until that could at least get back into the orange, or reevaluate it when we come back after break. And so hopefully in that orange level of the positivity rate, we can reduce the time students and staff have to quarantine. So look for that. That'll be coming. We, I believe, are going to be appointed a new school board member come January. I think the city council is going to take action on that here in the next week. And so I reached out to Mr. Fry and welcomed him and kind of next steps that we'll get together and talk a little bit about board roles and responsibilities. And so that'll be exciting. And at our last meeting, we'll be sure we send off Mr. Poley in an appropriate fashion. And so I certainly want to thank him for all his work and commitment to the students and staff and the community of Wabash City Schools. So I think that's it from superintendent.
All right. Any questions for the superintendent? If not, items from chief business officer.
I don't really have anything tonight.
All right. Items from visitors.
I'll go ahead and start. We have, there's usually a really busy time during the high school this year, but with all the COVID regulations, not as much is going on as far as some of the additional activities. We did host Northridge and Logan Sport the week before break for our Reckon grant. And so that's our triad. Logan Sport's in their second year of working towards becoming credentialed as an early college high school, and Northridge is in its first year. And so next year we'll actually add one more team or school that we're mentoring. So there'll be four of us working through that together. And so had a great meeting. The representatives from CEL came up, worked through some logistical things or things that, problems of practice that all of us are dealing with and under the current circumstances. So I want to thank CEL and also the team at the high school who worked with this program. Part of that team also attended the National Forum to Advance Rural Education. That's a national conference. This year it was virtual, and which actually worked out really well. It allowed us to be in the buildings. They videoed all the sessions so you could go back and watch them later. And so once again, that's a part of that Rural Early College Network grant that we received, and just to help us work through some of those unique circumstances that we deal with as being a rural school at the national level. In addition to that conference being being virtual. We also had the state principals conference that was also virtual right before break, as well as there was an ICASE special education conference that several of my teachers took part in that was also virtual. So, we love to have those in person, being able to interact with the presenters, but this provided a great opportunity for more people to attend in this virtual setting. And so we're still trying to get as much professional development and networking as possible. It just needs to be in a different format than we're used to. So I want to thank all of the teachers at Wabash High School who participated in these different conferences to help improve what we're already doing. So, and I think that's all I have.
From the middle school, I'd just like to reiterate what Mr. Callahan said. A big thank you to teacher, staff, the community, everybody. It's been a combined effort from everyone to make sure that we're continuing to service the kids the best they can. So we've had a lot of good discussions with our staff, how to best address some of these long-term absences, and make sure that we're able to continue to support the kids, because that does get difficult, especially for a youngster that might get sent home a couple of times. So that's going really well. We're definitely growing in that department. It was great last week. We had an awesome choir concert. So we were able to, band concert was last week. And we were able to get the parents in to see that. And thank you to 105.9, which came and recorded that concert and played it, I think the following night for all the people who weren't able to attend. That was a nice process. So we appreciate that. And I believe this Friday is the choir concert, which will be happening at the middle school. And we also look forward to that. So currently we have a 7th and 8th grade girls basketball game going on. So I'll be heading there in just a few minutes to check that out. So that's always a good piece of normalcy for us. So thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to take them. Okay, I'm out. Thanks, guys.
Good evening, everyone. Great to see you, even if it is on Zoom. It's kind of been a hard year. Usually at an
Oops.
Froze up. There you are.
Oh, did you lose me?
Yeah. Did you say everything?
I did. Everything paused too. Like everybody just stopped. I was like, what's going on? Are we good now?
We're good.
Okay. Well, glad to see everyone. I was just saying that really at an elementary school this time of year, it's normally a lot of fun and we have lots of activities and visitors, and there's just really not much going on. We've had to put a hold on everything, as we've mentioned. And so not a lot to report. I would like to celebrate the fact that we had every classroom in session today.
Yeah.
So all 27 classrooms homerooms were back at the school. And I only had one teacher that was gone today. It was probably the best attendance we've had since August, I'd imagine. Most of the kids were there, all the teachers but one were there, all our paras were there. So our attendance was fantastic today. We hope that can continue, at least till we get to Christmas break. That's
good
all I
sign.
have. Yeah, it was a good day.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Can hear you, Kathy.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi. Well, Nigel had his best day. We're going into some quiet days, as Mr. Callahan said. All of our kids are home and we're doing virtual. So we gave out some iPads to 3 of our classrooms. So the parents have been great in understanding. Teachers have been great. They got information out this morning. They're Zooming with them and uploading activities for them to do on Seesaw. So I appreciate the teachers. I appreciate the families' understanding. And we look forward to seeing them back after the holiday.
Thank you, Kathy.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
I think that may be it.
All right. Items from board members. Rhonda?
I don't have anything.
Tony?
You're muted.
You know, we voted on the, accepting the grant for the $4 million for Heartland Building. All of the schools approved that and the loan to go with it, the Common School Fund. We're running now. It's,
Yeah.
we're trying to get things moving. Very exciting. Pulling together some additional team members in education, you know, Ivy Tech, Vincennes, Manchester University. Talking about funding, we will be doing a public fundraiser that will be kicked off pretty soon here. So pretty exciting time. That's all I have.
Bill?
Well, I'll be real easy. Today is December 7th. I'm a history student. Of course, it's Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Tomorrow is December 8th, and it will be 3,300 days since Michigan beat Ohio State.
All
It'll be a
right,
lot more.
Steven?
You're right, Bill. It's going to be longer this week, too. No, I don't have anything. Just appreciate all the teachers. It's good to hear about OJ having all their teachers back, all the students back. I know my daughter was excited to be back last week. So thanks for all the hard work, everyone.
All right, and I don't have anything this week either, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Jason,
Yes.
I got a question for you. There's nothing